So my name is Jacob Bostic. I'm a social work major at Prac University. I'm a junior, and I'd say that's enough about me. So the purpose of this educational group is to help teach college students about the importance of budgeting and what budgeting looks like, while also being able to have a healthy eating lifestyle. As college students, you always hear the freshman 15, to where you feel like you can just eat whatever, and at the end of the year, it seems like you gain 15 pounds. So I feel like this is an important topic to go over, specifically for college age students. One, because I feel like budgeting is something that is very hard to do. Not a lot of people have taken any budgeting or financing classes. And two, as college students, you don't always necessarily have a lot of income to be able to budget. So there are several different reasons as to why eating healthy is important, especially while we're still developing and while we're still young. I'd say the first one is just for our physical health. The healthier of an eating lifestyle that you have, the better your physical health you'll usually be, especially for those who are athletes. You all are on the volleyball team, right? Yeah. So it's important to be able to stay in good shape to better perform as a volleyball player. And same thing goes for emotional health. College students have a lot of stress with finals and papers and projects, and the list goes on and on. So it's important to be able to at least feel like you have one thing under control, and that's eating healthy. Another thing would be just a simply a longer lifespan. Statistics have shown that the healthier you are physically and emotionally, the longer the lifespan usually is for a person. There are also fewer health problems. That kind of goes along the lines with physical health. But for example, red meats they're really high in cholesterol. And so those who eat a lot of red meat, they usually have higher blood pressure, usually actually lead to more health problems, especially related to heart disease, and stuff like that. You essentially just feel better emotionally. It's kind of like earlier, but it just gives you a boost of confidence when you're able to know that you're eating healthy, and that you can look in the mirror and see the improvements of being able to see what's happening while eating healthy. Better immune system. It's kind of like what we've already said with your health problems, and then also being able to sleep better. Eating healthy, there are different vitamins and resources or stuff that's found in healthier foods that actually have good health benefits that can help you sleep better. So I think next would be what is budgeting? And so budgeting is just simply figuring out what your income is or how much money you're making, usually within a month. Some people go bi-weekly or every 2 weeks, but I feel like what's most beneficial is actually just looking at how much your income is for 1 month, and then figuring out that income, and then also determining what you have to buy or what you have to spend your money on while budgeting. So that could be your bills, that could be groceries, gas, sports equipment. The list goes on and on. Books, it's just schoolwork. There are some projects where you have to spend a lot of money. So it's important to just be able to know that you have that money there because of budgeting. And so more specifically, why is budgeting important for healthy eating? Well, one reason is just that healthy food is expensive. I feel like every time I go to Kroger or Walmart or something, the produce aisle is always the most expensive. So it's really important to being able to budget and understand that you're able to actually buy these things now because of budgeting. And next would be just how to budget for healthy eating. I say the first step would just know how much money you're making, like I said. some people in college, they have a full-time job, others have a part-time job. Some are just simply like volunteering or getting paid by their parents. Luckily for me, like my parents give me a little bit of money every month to be able to afford gas and food or whatever else that I need to spend money on. Bills, like I said earlier, gas, rent, groceries, that list goes on and on. And then the third thing would just be that research, to research like what app works best for you. I would say that most college students, not all but most, have a smartphone or a laptop or just really the resource to be able to get onto the internet. So it's important to just research like what apps work best for you. I actually have this paper here, and I'm gonna go over it first, and then I'll pass it around. And so there are 3 different apps that I put on here that are probably the most popular apps for budgeting. And the first one would be Mint. And first off, like these apps, they have like different characteristics or like unique features that set them apart from the other apps. So some people may find Mint more beneficial than like the next one, which would be Acorns. So for Mint, it's good because it's free to download and it's free to use. And for college students, like free means better. And the unique feature for Mint is that the app is simply like takes your budget seriously, and it'll send an alert to your phone when a person is like spending too much money, or that if they are like if it looks like they're about to go over their budget. I think for the month. It might be bi-weekly, but I'm pretty sure it's for the month. And so next would be Acorns. It's also free to download, but it's $1 per month. So essentially you'd be spending like $12 a year for this budgeting app. But the unique feature for it is that Acorns, it has its own debit card that it'll send to your mailing address, and that it will not only round off and invest your spare change from card spending, but it also gives you free ATM transactions across the US. So essentially this app, it helps with your budgeting, like it helps manage where you should spend your money, but then it also allows you to take this card and you can use cash instead of a credit card, because for some people, like they're less likely to spend cash than their credit card. And the last one would be Pocket Guard. Pocket Guard is free to download, but it is $3.99 a month or $35.99 for the whole year. So when I was looking at like the reviews for this, it seemed like a lot of adults were using this, like after they had a full-time job, they were using this one. And the unique feature for this is that Pocket Guard builds your own personal budget for you based on your income, your debts, and future financial goals. So like I said, I think more adults use this app, mainly because it also focuses on that debts part, especially for those who were college students, trying to pay back those student loans on top of being able to afford their rent and gas and groceries. If they're raising a kid, having to buy their clothes and food. List goes on and on. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this around. And so after you like research what app is best for you, you just simply go over like, you determine like which app is best for you, and you just simply download it. And if you don't like it, there's always a way to just disable that account, and then you can download one of the other apps if you want. Also on this paper, I put additional websites for healthy eating and recipes and unhealthy eating. And on that note, we're just going to take like a brief 5 or 10 minute break and then come back with a guest speaker.